Here we are today. I'm out on the road with Catherine Donovan doing some lactate testing. She's just doing an interval right now. I have the mobile lab here in the car with me, as you can see. It's all here. She's just about to do a sample in a couple of minutes. I'm just going to go ahead of her now. Sample, got all the data here coming in. The next reading 1.2. So the last reading, she was at 1.2, you can see here, 1.2, 127 heart rate, adding 25 more watts, got her at 134 heart rate, and still 1.2. Great stuff. So the reason we're doing this out on the road today is Catherine is a very, very strong rider who, you know, when she stands and climbs, she can generate a lot more power. So we want to test her on the road to really get true lactate readings to see how her technique affects her performance, and to make sure we're prescribing the right zones and really understanding how her physiology is operating given that. So right now she's in the early days, she's only riding at 200 watts right now, but in a while we'll get her at 275, 300 and we'll see what operates and how she goes then. Now working at 250 watts uphill. You can see some real speed coming out of her now. Excellent. So here we are out on the road again, and it's interesting, we've just had Kath finish what we consider her threshold effort, and look here, this is the field test on the road, 162 heart rate, 4.2 millimoles of lactate. Compare it to the lab here, so lab test, where are we, your lab test, 4.1 millimoles, 157. Very, very close in terms of the outputs here. We're also seeing it across here, you know, 2.6 to 2.1. She's just a little fitter right now, earlier on in the test. But the heart rate to the lactate, everything's matching up pretty tight here, very tight. So it's very interesting this, that out on the road, the results are very similar that we get in the lab. So this section she's definitely going to get out of the saddle, and we're going to have to see what it costs her to actually do that. She's riding so well. Strong. Here we go. She's going to have to work to keep the power at the same. Last bit! And rest. Whew. Heart rate. 166. Whew. So again, we've just done that interval. That was a 275 watt interval, to gives us 6.4 lactate. We look at the data here. That gives her a 165 heart rate, 6.4. In the lab, we get pretty close. Slightly lower heart rate because she's not standing. Slightly lower lactate because she's not standing. So there's just less body worked in the lab. But this is all above sort of threshold anyway. So we're learning that obviously on the road it costs her slightly more to produce that power, but also she's able to use the technique to do that, and we're able to now do another stage. She's going to do the 300 watt stage now, which will be really interesting to see what this gives us, because in the lab with her we can never actually find a peak lactate, because she just needs to stand to be able to produce that much power. So this is why we're out here on the road, just to confirm. But I'm very happy that the lab and outside on the road makes sense for putting training zones together. Wow, here she goes. Great stuff, you. Keep going. That's it. 300 plus. Excellent, excellent. Flying along now. Here she is basically now, completely flat out, pushing as many watts she can push. 300 watts uphill here. We're going 17, 18 mile an hour. It's getting steep. She's tired. She's done a lot of work beforehand. So this is an amazing job. Great performance. Last bit, just go around to the right here and you can rest there. Well done. Woo! Heart rate.
170.
170.
Oh.
Woohoo! This is what it's all about. Is that fun?
Oh no, that's hard.
Let's take a sip. And this is the fun part of the test. The recovery spin down in the sunlight. Beautiful December Los Angeles morning. 66 degrees, leaves are slightly turning, summer cycling clothing. This is why we're here, this is why we do